Today we're going to make the Urban Trend TV unit, and the first thing we do, like all others, is make sure we've got all the bits and pieces, and how you find that out is on the front of your instruction booklet. It'll tell you what you've got. Now that we've checked for everything, we go to our instructions and it says step 1. Step 1 is to put the feet on. We've got 6 feet to put on, and don't forget to take the plastic wrapping off when you get it. We just pull this part off and line up the screws and screw it up. We have this on, we just screw our foot on, and then after we screw this on we do it 6 times. There we go. And there we have it, that's section 1 complete. Now we can go to section 2. The important part of section 2 is this is the part where we're going to make the assembly for where the drawers will go. So what we do is we find there's a couple of pieces that are very similar. So what we do is we find the 3 pieces with small holes. Can you see that, Shaz? With the small holes, because that's where we're going to put our drawer runners. And now with those 2 holes, I know that's that end piece. And then we pick this other piece up. It's got the small holes one side and small holes the other side, so I know that's the centre piece. And then we've got another piece with just 2 small holes there, so we know that that's it. And we know the front of the assembly will be the bit with the veneer, so now I'll get the runners and we'll put the runners on. So now let's put the runners on. And the best way to put the runners on is to grab your runner, and we know that is opening out, so that needs to come to the front, the opening out, and this is the front because we have the veneer here. And all we do to get this apart, and then we grab our runner and we have a little catch here, and you push your catch up and pull it apart like that, and you put this part away for later. And this part goes onto your drawer. Okay, and you line them up, the holes up. I always like to put the front one on first and screw it down and butt it up, and then the next one will just follow. And this is the middle section because it has small marking holes on both sides. So we grab our runners again, pull them off, put that aside, screw in one side, then flip it around. Doesn't make any difference, that's still the front. Okay. And again with the third piece, we've only got 2 holes here, and on the other side there's nothing, so we know that runners need to go there. So again, we just put the runner on. Once we have our runners on, we'll put our joiners in and our dowels in for all these 3 sections. Now that we have all our joiners on and our dowels on, we grab one of our shelves. Okay, and again the veneer at the front. And we just pop that on. And once we have it in place, don't forget to put the little locking screws in. They just push in and turn clockwise. And that's the first part. Now we'll put on this middle section. Always making sure that your runners are on the bottom, which we have. And then now once we have the centrepiece in, then we put the top shelf in. And this is the reason we're doing these videos for people, because this could be a little complicated on your own because all the pieces look very similar. So, and don't forget to put your locking nuts in, very important, because all your hard work can come undone. Now it's time for the final piece, which is the end piece of our little tower that we've built. Oops, dowel's popped out, whack it in there. Now we have section 2 complete with our little tower here. We'll just put that to the side and bring back our base, and we can move on with section 3, which is putting our tower onto the base. What we need to do is put our dowels in for all of the base. It's important when we put the dowels in not to put too much force, just a little tap, that's it. And put all the joiners in, of course. I'll just whack one in, there's 8 joiners to go on. Now we're up to the fun part. We get to put it all together, our 2 towers, our tower and our base, sorry. So we grab our tower and gently put it on and manoeuvre it into position over the joiners. Once we have it down, it just should be a push and no more hitting or tapping, because otherwise you'll put the dowels through the base and we don't want to do that. And then you lock it up with your locking. Okay, section 3 complete. Now we're up to section 4, which is put the end piece on, which is this is the only piece left over. Put it in and lock it up, and then we can put our backing side piece on. Finish off section 4, we put the backing piece on. And that will just slide in like so, and you need to give it a bit of a whack, a bit of a play to get it in. Rightio, now it's, we're up to section 5, and that's putting the top on. So first thing we do is place our dowels on, and make sure we knock them down again as we said. As far as they want to go, joiners on. And there'll be 2, 4, 6, 8 joiners. And once we have all the joiners on, it's probably not a bad time to put the aluminium runner in place, because it's simpler while it's on the ground. And all we do is put it in. Now it's time to put the top on, and this runner comes to the front, and you just pop it on until all the joiners are in the holes, and then lock it in. Now we're up to the final section, section 6, putting the drawers together. We grab the back, that's the back, which has 2 little pin pricks each side. Okay, and we put it up one end, and we grab one of our side pieces, and it's that side piece will go to this end because it needs to marry up with the slats, as you can see. And we grab 2 of the larger screws, put the larger, you find the little holes that were marked, get a start and drill that up. Then we flip it over and grab the other piece that marries up again with the slats, couple of screws. So line them up with the hole, get a start and drill them in. Then we slide our backing board in. Then we grab our front of the drawer and put our joiners on. 4 of them. So we have the joiners on. Put the front in place and lock him up. Now we put the handle on, and it just flicks like that, so that's the bottom of the handle that flicks out. Okay, so we put it in place and find the hole and screw it up. Okay, now it's time to put the part that we put away for later onto our drawers, and that's the other part of the drawer slider. And it's always important to make sure that this clip goes to the back, okay? So when we're putting it on, make sure this clip is at the back of the drawer. And again, I like to screw the front one on. Make sure it's up at the front. Knock the back one in and do it on the other side. Okay, now that we have the drawers built, we slide them in. So they click. There we go. There's one. And there's two drawers. Now what we need to do is put the aluminium rail in. Don't be too alarmed if this bounces up on you, because once the glass front goes on, it'll sit down. Okay, so let's put the glass front on, and you need to line that up with the top. And then you need to get the two wheels onto your runner. And it can be a little tricky, but it's not too bad. And there we go, and then it runs freely. As you can see, that won't bounce up on you. And there you have it.